next hairstyle, I'm going to start by dividing off two sections of hair on both the right and left sides of my head. I'm going to twist these together and then bring them around to the back of my head. And I'm going to tie them together using a clear elastic band, and then I'm going to flip the ends up and around the elastic so they're a little extra twisted, and then I'm going to go back over each of the two twists and gently pull on the edges to make them bigger so they show up better. Now I'm going to create the back twist. So first what I'm going to do is take the rest of my hair and divide it into two sections. I'm going to do the first part of a knot. So I'm going to cross the left side over the right, and then I'm going to wrap the left side up and around the right side. And then I'm going to combine the hair from the first twists with the section on the left side, and I'm going to start wrapping the two sections together. So I'm going to cross the left strand over the right while twisting the two individual sections in the opposite directions. And once the twist reaches the bottom of the hair, I'm going to tie off the end of the braid with a hairband. And now I'm going to go back over the twist and pull on the edges. This will give the overall braid a more casual look, which is what I'm going for each of these hairstyles. And then since I want to add in the scarf, I'm going to tuck the scarf through the hairband at the bottom and then tie the scarf around the hairband to hold it in place. For the next hairstyle, I'm going to combine all of my hair together at the nape of my neck. I'm going to twist all of the hair together and wrap it in a spiral around the nape of my neck. Then I'm going to take a hair tie and wrap it around the bun. And now what I'm going to do is push the edges of the bun down and then gently twist the whole thing towards the left so it stays wrapped around itself. And now I'm going to take my scarf and wrap it around the bun. So I'm going to first wrap it under the hair tie so it can't fall out completely. And then I'm just going to tie it once over the top of the bun. And then to add some volume and texture, I'm just going to gently pull on small sections of hair around the crown of my head. The next hairstyle is double French braids. I love this one. I think it's one of my favorites. So for this style, I'm going to divide my hair into two sections, a left and right side, and tie off the right side so I can braid the left side first. Since I'm doing a French braid, I'm going to divide off a section of hair on the left side of my head and split it into three smaller pieces. I'm crossing the side strands over the middle strand, alternating between the right and left strands. I'm also going to be bringing new sections of hair into the braid from along the part line and from along the hairline. Since this hairstyle is going to finish in a ponytail, I don't need to bring all of the hair into the braid. So I'm just going to repeat those steps, crossing the side strands over the middle strand until the braid reaches the point at the nape of my neck where I know I'll want my ponytail to sit. So then I'm just going to clip off the end of the braid so it doesn't unravel. And now I'm going to repeat the exact same steps and create another French braid with the hair on the right side of my head. So I've got my initial three sections, and I'm crossing the side strands over the middle strand while incorporating new sections of hair into the braid from along both my part line and from along my hairline, working my way down the back of my head until it reaches near the nape of my neck. And once the braid reaches that point where I want my ponytail to be, I'm going to pick up the first braid and combine it with the remaining hair that's left down. I'm going to tie off the ponytail using a hairband, and then I'm going to go back over the braid and gently pull on the sides to make it show up better. With a French braid, you have to be careful to only pull on the looped sections of the braid and not the pieces that are going into the braid. If you pull on these pieces, the braid will get loose and fall out. But once that's all done, I'm just going to tie my scarf into a knot around the hairband to hide it. For the next style, I'm going to do two Dutch braids on both sides of my head. So my hair is parted close to center, and I'm going to pick up a small section on the left side of my head and divide it into three smaller pieces. I'm crossing the side strands under the middle strand, so I'm alternating between crossing the right strand under the middle and then crossing the left strand under the middle. And after the first stitch, I'm going to start bringing new sections of hair into the braid. So I'm dividing off new sections from along the part line and from along the hairline until the braid reaches above my ear. I want to leave a section down to cover my ear, so then I'm just going to continue bringing in new sections from the top of my head until the braid reaches the back of my head. And now I'm going to braid the section a little further down without adding in any additional hair. And then I'm just going to clip off the braid so I can repeat the same steps on the opposite side. So I'm just going to pick up a small triangle-shaped section next to the part on the other side of my head and divide it into three smaller pieces. I'm crossing the side strands under the middle strand, working my way around the back of my head. I'm also adding in additional sections like before from along the part line and from along the hairline. And then once the two braids meet at the back of my head, I'm going to tie them together using a clear elastic band. And now that the two braids are done and tied off, I can go back over both of them and gently pull on the edges so the braids are a lot bigger. I always do this with my braids so they show up better, but it's definitely an extra step and you can keep them smaller if you prefer. And now I'm going to throw in my scarf, and I've wrapped an elastic band over the middle of my scarf. So I'm going to wrap this elastic band twice over the original elastic band and only pull the hair partway through to create a little mini bun. And then I'm just going to take the two scarf ends and tie them once over the top of the bun. For the next hairstyle, I'm going to combine all of my hair together at the nape of my neck and divide it into 3 equal sections. I'm going to cross the side strands over the middle strand, alternating between the left and right side strands. So I'm crossing the right strand over the middle and then crossing the left strand over the middle. And I'm just going to continue repeating these steps over and over until I've braided all of the hair into a regular 3-strand braid. And when I couldn't reach my hair very easily, I pulled it upwards so the braid would stay straight instead of curving over my shoulder. And then once the braid reaches the bottom of the hair, I'm going to go back over the braid and pull on the sides so it becomes really big and loose and looks, more casual, kind of the look we're going for all of these styles. And then I'm just going to tie off the end of the braid with a hairband. So now I'm going to grab my hair scarf and pull it through the hairband so it'll stay in if it comes untied. And I'm just going to tie the hair scarf once over the hairband. And then, so the style has more of a cool girl vibe, I'm going to pinch and pull on small sections of the hair around my crown just so it looks more disheveled and lived in. For the last hairstyle, I'm going to be doing 2 double buns. So I'm going to start by dividing my hair into 2 equal sections, a left side and a right side. Starting with the hair on the left side, I'm going to grab a hairband and tie it around the hair. On the last drop of the elastic, I'm going to pull the hair partway through to form my loop, and then I'm going to take the ends sticking out from the bun and bring these around the left side. I'm going to wrap them twice around the hairband and then tuck the ends into the elastic underneath the bun. And if your hair only wraps once, that works just fine. You basically just want to use the hair to hide the elastic band. And now I'm going to take the section on the right side and repeat the same steps. So I'm wrapping the section with a hairband and pulling the hair partway through on the last wrap to create a loop. And then I'm going to wrap the ends counterclockwise around the hairband and then tuck the ends back into the hairband underneath the bun to help hold them in place. And then I'm just going to take my scarf and wrap it around my head, tying it at the top, and then just tuck the ends underneath. That wraps up today's tutorial. Be sure to let me know in the comments section which of the hairstyles was your favorite or which hairstyles were your favorite. Be sure to visit my store, MissYsuShop.com, to find all of the hair scarves that I used in today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, all the usual things, then you'll never miss any future videos, and I will see you next time.